A football match lasts 90 minutes. A goal can change everything in a second. A championship can define an entire generation. But sometimes, the biggest moments in football history happen far away from the stadium, far away from the cameras, far away from the trophies. On the morning of December 26, 2004, football fans across Asia woke up expecting an ordinary day. Some were discussing upcoming matches. Others were training with local clubs. Young players were dreaming about becoming the next football star. It seemed like just another morning. Until the ocean changed everything. Within hours, attention shifted away from scores, standings, and championships. Suddenly, football wasn't about who won or lost. It became about something much bigger. Across Asia, stadiums opened their gates. Players stepped forward to help communities. Football clubs became centers of support. And millions of fans discovered that the sport they loved could bring people together in ways nobody had imagined. What followed would leave a permanent mark on Asian football. Not because of a famous goal, not because of a legendary tournament, but because an entire football community came together when it mattered most. This is the story of the tsunami that changed Asian football forever. In 2004, Asian football was entering an exciting new era. Professional leagues were expanding. Youth academies were producing talented players. National teams were improving. And the sport was growing in popularity from the Middle East to Southeast Asia. Countries across the continent were investing heavily in football. Stadiums were being built. Fans were filling the stands. And dreams of international success felt closer than ever. Then came the morning that nobody expected. On December 26, 2004, a powerful undersea earthquake in the Indian Ocean triggered a massive tsunami that affected multiple countries across Asia. The event quickly became one of the most significant natural disasters in modern history. The impact was felt across Indonesia, Thailand, Sri Lanka, India, and several other nations. Entire communities suddenly faced enormous challenges. As news spread around the world, football seemed to stop. League officials postponed events. Sports organizations shifted their priorities. And clubs began asking a new question. How can we help? The answer came quickly. Across Asia, football communities mobilized. Players donated money. Clubs organized charity events. Supporters groups collected supplies. Federations launched fundraising campaigns. The football world responded not as competitors, but as one united family. In Indonesia, where some of the hardest hit areas were located, football became part of the recovery effort. Temporary community events were organized, local clubs worked with aid organizations, and football fields eventually became gathering places where people could reconnect with one another. For children especially, the return of football meant more than just playing a game. It represented normality, friendship, and hope. Many young players who had been separated from their routines found comfort in returning to the pitch.
A simple football became a symbol of resilience, a reminder that life could move forward. Throughout Asia, charity matches brought together famous players and teams. Supporters packed stadiums, not only to watch football, but to contribute to relief efforts. Television broadcasts encouraged donations. Football stars used their platforms to raise awareness. The sport became a powerful force for unity. Perhaps the most important change happened behind the scenes. Football organizations across Asia began thinking differently about their role in society. The tsunami showed that clubs and federations could do more than organize matches. They could support communities.
They could inspire action, and they could help people during difficult times.
In the years that followed, many football associations expanded their community programs. Youth development projects increased, grassroots football received greater attention, and new initiatives focused on using sport to strengthen local communities. The lessons learned in 2004 remained part of the sport's identity. Football was no longer viewed solely as entertainment. It was also viewed as a tool for bringing people together, for creating opportunities, and for helping communities recover and grow. As Asian football continued to develop over the next 2 decades, the effects could still be seen. New stadiums rose, new stars emerged, and the continent became increasingly competitive on the global stage. Yet, behind every success story was a lesson learned during one of the most difficult periods in recent history. A lesson about unity, a lesson about compassion, and a lesson about the true power of sport. Today, millions of fans watch Asian football every week. They celebrate goals, cheer for their clubs, and dream of future victories. But few realize that one of the most important chapters in Asian football history had nothing to do with winning a championship. It had everything to do with people, with communities, and with a sport that chose to stand beside those who needed it most. Because sometimes the moments that define football are not found on the scoreboard. Sometimes they are found in the way people come together, the way they support one another, and the way they use the world's most popular game to create hope during difficult times. That is why the tsunami of 2004 changed Asian football forever. Not because it changed how the game was played, but because it changed how the football community understood its purpose. And that legacy continues to inspire the sport to this day. If you enjoyed this story, be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications for more fascinating sports stories and hidden moments from history. And let us know in the comments, which football story should we explore next? Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next story.